Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners, and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So today we are going to go through all of the stats and tallies of August's hashtag craft yourself free. And if you are new here, you may not know what hashtag craft yourself free is. So let me briefly explain. So at the start of the year, myself and my wonderful yarny bestie, Christina, over at Bella Uncinetto, I will pop her channel link in the description box. If you are not familiar, please do go and make yourself familiar and gain yourself a wonderful yarny friend. Anyway, we were talking and we wanted to have a collaboration that didn't involve specific things, time constraints, any kind of restrictive rules, anything like that. And there are similar initiatives or collaborations out there, ideas out there, but we've done ours with a little bit of a twist. Basically, craft yourself free is where you hold yourself accountable and mark down your crafting time throughout the year. And we do a video once a month. There are other lovely people that are joining in. If you want to see who else is joining in your YouTube search bar, just put hashtag craft yourself free and anybody who has done a video will pop up. So there is lots of viewing pleasure out there for you if you like this content. So basically, this is a all-encompassing kind of, this is what I've done for the year. It's to do with crafts, obviously. It doesn't just have to be crochet or knitting or fibre arts. It can be anything you deem for yourself a craft or a hobby, I suppose. Christina has allowed you to include things such as gardening, Lego building, puzzles, books that you might have read, all of that sort of thing. Although some of those aren't technically a craft, it is basically the time that you find joy and freedom in the hustle and bustle of general life. And lots of people are notating their progress or their success or what they've done in different ways. I myself am only including finished projects, and then when the project is finished, I am weighing them and I am tallying up the weight of craft supplies used. Again, this can include things like diamond painting, macrame, cross stitch, embroidery, paint by numbers, I don't know, model building, painting, drawing, pottery, whatever it is, you can include, okay? But how I do it is as soon as the item is finished, I weigh it and I note down the weight. So I am keeping a tally every month of the weight of the craft supplies that I have used, that I have turned into something. So at the end of the year, I can see myself how much of my craft supplies I have used in that year. Now, it's not a competition. There are no prizes on offer. It is just a way of keeping yourself accountable. But also, if you're a little bit like me, you may surprise yourself on exactly how much you do use, and you do get out a stash when you keep a note of such things like this. So that is how I am doing it. Other people are doing it by yarn bands. Once they've completed a whole skein of yarn, they just total up their yarn bands. That wouldn't work for me because sometimes I do really tiny projects and I only use a smidgy bit of yarn. So I don't always use full balls of yarn. So that wouldn't work for me for that reason. I'm also not about to do some complicated maths. Sorry for the sound of the lawnmower and stuff out there. I am filming all of this week's video on Saturday the 23rd of August, and it is Mike cutting the grass. He hasn't been cutting it all week, guys. We don't live on acres and acres of land. I just filmed all my videos in one day and he's still busy and hard at it. So apologies if you can hear that noise, but hopefully you can still hear me. So yeah, other ways people are doing it are they're just tallying how many projects they complete for the month. Other people are, I was saying about maths, I am not about to work out complicated maths of precise yardage. Because again, if I only use a partial bit of a skein, I am then not about to work out how many yards I've got left, how much I've used, etc. That ain't a bit of Manfa. I'm sorry, that's not something I'm going to do. So for me, I just make the project, I weigh it, and then I do it in grams and ounces, and let you know how much I busted through. So it's not going to be one of those videos where I hold up the completed items, because the majority of these you have already seen or they have already been gifted, and there is one item on here that you are yet to see, but you will get to see it on Friday's crafty catch up. So I'll tell you what it is, but you won't see it till Friday. So I am literally just going to list the completed project, how much it weighed, and then give you a total at the end. So this video really isn't going to be that long. You can join in at any point if this feels like something that you want to keep a tally on, keep an eye on, know exactly how much you're bringing in versus take out, whatever, however you want to do it. Please feel free. If you're a content creator, please feel free to do a video, but make sure to use the hashtag #CraftYourselfFree. If you're a subscriber, just let us know your totals in the comments or in an email, however you want to do it. It would be great to know how much you guys are using. And also, when I was saying that there are similar ideas out there, the difference for mine and Christina's are it can be any of your craft supplies. I could go out right now, go and bob to the shops and buy a skein of yarn, come home, use it. I've completed the project. I'm including it in that month's tally. There's no, like, you had to have bought it before a certain date. There's no, it can only be fibre arts. It can be any craft of your choice. This is a completely free, as in you are free to tally whatever you want, however you want, as often as you want, not at all if you don't want, whatever. This is so stress-free, pressure-free, no obligations, no firm, hard and fast rules. This is just a collaboration, and it's always great seeing the other content creators do their videos so we can see how well they have done for the month as well. And actually it is freeing, because you are freeing yourself of some of your stash, because you're using it, you're utilizing it, you're turning it into things. In the case of myself, if I'm donating those items to charity or gifting them to people I love, they are completely out of my home. It means that I'm, rotating through my stash a bit more. I'm using a bit more because, it motivates me to shop my stash and use my stash before going out and buying new. But if I do want to go out and buy new and use that instead, that's absolutely fine as well. And it's freeing because, if you're like me and you sit in front of a wall like this, you know that you are using your stash, even if it doesn't look like it, because I am letting you know what I'm using each and every month. And it also makes me feel good that all the beautifulness that you see behind me will get its turn and will be turned into something. You are freeing yourself of the burden. It's not a burden to me. In fact, I don't think it's a burden for anyone. That's a really rubbish word to use. You are freeing yourself of a beautimous stash, which means if you're using it, you got space to buy in new as well. So that's a plus point for it as well, guys, just saying. So like I said, I'm just going to run down the things that I managed to accomplish this month and give you totals, okay? So this month I did 50 pairs of crocheted hearts for the charity Hearts Healing Hearts here in the UK. You saw them on Monday's video. Yes. They came in at a total of 208 grams or 7.33 ounces. So that's nice. I did 4 6-inch granny squares to send to the generous crafters over in the US. They came in at 77 grams or 2.71 ounces. I made 3 loveys for the generous crafters also. They came in at 398 grams or 14.03 ounces. And can I just clarify, with the loveys, I just weighed the blanket bit. I did not include the weight of the stuffed toy. I did not make the stuffed toy, so I didn't include it in these weights and totals. It was just the bits that I crocheted. So that was a nice little, you know, bump up for the tally. My mum's crossbody bag that I showed in prior crafty catch-up videos that has now been gifted. That came in at 322 grams or 11.35 ounces. The diamond painting cards that I believe I showed you last week, there were 6 of them. They came in at 113 grams or 3.98 ounces. And then the item that you will not be seeing until Friday are some stacked pumpkins. They came in at 282 grams or 9.94 ounces. So it isn't a massively long list of completed projects. I also have many, many whips that I am working on, but the whips don't come into the tally until they are done. So there will be some of the other things that I'm working on creep into these tallies once they get completed. So for the month of August, guys, I used a total of 1,400 grams or 49.38 ounces. It's not my biggest total, but it's by no means my smallest total. I am well happy with that because before I totaled it up, didn't think I had done much at all. I didn't think that my total would be that impressive, but for me, I am more than happy because it was more than what I was expecting to have used anyway. That is a lot of ounces that I have taken from stash and actually used and got tallied and got created into beautiful things. So there we go, 1,400 grams or 49.38 ounces. Not too shabby. I wonder what September will bring. Who knows? If I can get some of my bigger whips completed, we might have a big hefty total next month. Who knows? I don't know what I'm going to get done. I cannot predict the future, but I am excited. And every time I do these totals, like I said, it motivates me to shop my stash and get items done and made, which also gives me motivation to get some awesome crocheting done. Now, as you saw, there were diamond painting bits and bobbles in there as well. That is another craft, and I do include them. So that is another pack of greetings cards that I completed and got out of stash and are ready to send to people. So yeah, it just makes me go, right, let's go and make some stuff for September, which is always really, really good. Like I said, there's no competition in this. There are no prizes to be won, but it is always a really good feeling to know that what you have collected or been gifted is actually being used into things that are going to be loved and appreciated by yourself and others should you gift or donate. So yeah, I absolutely love those figures and those totals. And like I said, this month I was actually pleasantly surprised by how much I did get used. I thought it would be much, much less because I normally have a longer list or I normally have bigger projects completed. So, you know, I am more than happy with that. I really, really am. So like I said, if you have done it this month, put your totals down in the comments if you know them, or if you're a podcaster, I can't wait to see your videos. If you want to see who else is doing these videos, just put in your search bar #craftyourselffree. They should pop up. Christina and I do have a playlist for this. I will put a link to that playlist in the description for you should you want to go back and see other months that we have done. And yeah, amazing. Can't be any happier. So I'm going to get going. I told you it was going to be a shorter one today. I am actually going to hop off and get started on my crafty catch-up. Spoiler alert, there isn't a lot to see on Friday either because you have already seen the majority of it. This week, I mainly concentrated on getting my charity donation targets met. And I did, but you would have seen them in Monday's video. So other makes outside of the charity makes, there aren't that many, but there is still a couple of gems for you to check out. So please do come back on Friday to see what I did get done that isn't charity themed. And until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you loads.